What's going on YouTube? So today we're going to be checking out Panasonic's Homehawk shelf security camera. We checked out their Homehawk window camera earlier, probably a few months back. I'll link it up here so you can see it yourself. I'll also link it in the description. I really enjoyed that security camera. It attaches to the window so it can view outside. That way the camera itself is inside and is not in the weather elements, but actually is recording outside. This one is, the purpose of this one is for it to be on a shelf or mantle or anything else. You can put it on, you can even attach it to the wall if you wanted to. But the purpose of this one is to monitor the inside of your house, whether that be for security, maybe for baby monitoring, maybe if you have a home cleaner or a house cleaner coming in, you can check up on them if you wanted to. It does come with live mobile viewing. So what will happen is use your actual iPhone or Android device. And through the Homehawk app, you'll be able to live view at any time. And then also has remote smart controls with that. There are no hidden fees. There are no fees itself for the recordings. They actually record to a micro SD card, so you can access those on your actual phone, as well as, I'm not sure if there's a computer, if you log into the Homehawk website or anything like that. I'll check that out and let you know. So this one is the fabric color gray model. So it looks like it's on the back side. There's a gray fabric we'll show you when we open the box. And as you can see here, indoor use only. This works with Amazon Alexa as well as Google Assistant. So on the side here, it says full HD recording for 1080p, video storage on the micro SD card, wide angle view. So it's a 140-degree wide angle, custom activity zones set to record on motion detection. So you can actually set where you want the zones on the actual camera itself. So say you only wanted this portion over here of the screen to be recorded, or the lower part, you can set that manually, but based on little boxes on the screen. And you can set that up on the phone. It does have a pre-recorded 2-second before motion detection. And so that way when it actually gets the recording of the motion itself, you can actually see. So when someone comes into the screen, you actually see them before they come into the screen, meaning it starts recording and gives you the recording of before they're even on the screen. And then once it detects the actual motion. So you actually get that. Some security cameras out there are, they don't record, well, they start recording, but by the time it records and shows you what it's there, they're halfway in the middle of the screen and almost gone. It does have night vision. It is wall mountable. And then they also have a privacy mode, which is really nice. The privacy mode you can turn on, and it won't allow anybody to connect to the camera itself via the app or anything like that when you have it on privacy mode. So that way, if you have something going on in the house that you don't want anybody to see, you can turn privacy mode on and you don't have to unplug it. All right, so on the back, it shows you can download it on the App Store for Apple and the Google Play Store for Android for the Panasonic Homehawk app. So we're gonna go ahead and open the box and see what's inside of it, what you get with this. And then we're also gonna take you through the app itself on my iPhone, as well as kind of show you what the quality of the camera is during the day, as well as night vision and what it picks up. So at the very top, you get a quick start guide, kind of follow these easy steps to get it set up. You get a power adapter plug here. It looks like micro USB. So you have the gray fabric grill here. You'd think this goes on the front. Obviously, if it's a camera, it can't go on the front. But this is a nice aesthetics that you can put on the back of it. So that way it doesn't show all the electronics where you plug them in and all that, and the reset pin. Then you have the camera here. Get the plastic peel off of that. So you have the camera itself here with the base here. And it's pretty easy to move here. The size of it is actually pretty small. So as you can see down here, there's the mounting screws, so you can mount this on the wall if you wanted to. And actually it goes all the way to, so you can actually mount it on the wall like this. On the back side, you have, looks like a setup button right here. And then they have the power plug right here. It's the I don't know if you can see that here, but it's kind of out of the way. It doesn't stick out from the back, which is really nice. It's a really nice design for that, because that way it's not sticking, a power plug's not sticking out the back. It actually pulls out from the bottom, and then there's nothing sticking out of this. It also helps out for the actual fabric grill. Then you have a reset button up here, and then there's a micro SD slot right there. So that way you can actually save the recordings onto the micro SD card. Once you get everything set up here, you can then put the nice little fabric grill on it, so it makes it look nice and neat. So that way when you have it on the bookshelf or somewhere on the mantle or anything like that, it looks really nice. I also forgot to say that there was an actual information and troubleshooting guide as well in the box. So one thing I noticed that it doesn't come with the micro SD card, neither did the window unit. So you will have to buy that separately if you purchase this unit. I think the window one came up to 128, or allowed you to put in 128 gig in there, and this one should too as well. I will look for that and put that in the description. I will link this product in the description. It was $129 on Amazon, and as well as I'll link a few decent SD cards in the description so you can check them out yourself. So let's go ahead and get this plugged in, and I want to get it connected to my app, and I want to test it out a little bit and then show you what the app looks like. It looks pretty close to the Windows or the Window app because it's the same app. But I want to check it out and kind of see for how it works for myself, and then show you guys the quality of the video. I also wanted to make note that there is a LED status here, and it's blue when it's not in privacy mode and white when it's in privacy mode. And the button is right here to turn it into privacy mode. Let me get it connected to my phone and testing it out, and I'll be back. So this is the video footage you're going to get in a well-lit room, and then also the audio quality you're going to get from the actual camera. So if someone's talking, you'll be able to hear them, and this is the sound that you're going to actually hear. Well, it'll be. Here's the nighttime footage, and this is what you're going to get for night vision, and this is the quality you're going to get when it's pitch black in the room. All right, so now this is the actual app itself. I have two cameras set up. The top one is going to be the actual the window unit, and then the bottom one is the shelf camera that we're reviewing right now. So you go ahead and tap into the camera that you want to view, and it will load a live view of what the camera sees right now. So as you can see, it's live, and then you can also click on that right there or tap on that, and then it'll you can rotate it to this, to landscape mode. Then also you have a temperature gauge on this. It's really nice that this one actually shows you what the temperature is near the actual camera itself. So as you can see, it's 65 degrees in my living room or kitchen area. And then the next icon here, or actually the icon right here, is privacy mode. So you can actually turn this camera into privacy mode. When you tap on that, the actual camera footage actually goes away, and you can actually not see anything on the camera itself at that time until you actually turn it off, the privacy mode. The next one is I can take a photo of what's going on right now, a still photo. I can actually manually record what's going on. So if I'm actually live viewing and I want to record, I can do that. I can actually press that to talk to the person if I wanted to. And I can also listen in. Like right now, I'm listening in right now, and there's nothing going on up there right now, so you can't hear anything. Below here is actually the different motion. Well, that one's a motion detection, and then these are manual records, so I can show you what the quality looks like. And you can actually go through this and actually go to show all. It'll show them all here, and you can go through them. And you'll also get a push notification for motion alert if you have that set up. So then you have the actual settings here. There's quite a few settings here. You can change the name of it, Wi-Fi signal strength. You can actually change video settings. So you can actually take it down to 720p if you wanted to, or leave it at 1080p. You can change the frame rate from 30 to 25, 20, 15, and 10. Just leave it at 30 is usually what I would do. You can change the brightness of the actual, what the camera sees. So if it's kind of dark a little bit, you can change the brightness and up it a little bit. Or if it's really bright, you can actually change that down too. The bitrate level icon is actually turned on. I can turn that off if I want to. The upside down, so if it's hanging upside down, I can rotate the image so that way it looks right. I can turn night vision on and off. I can change the recording settings. So recording with sound, I can do a timestamp. I can overwrite recording. And down here, it'll show you what the micro SD card is. So I have a 32 gig in there right now, and it has, there's a status bar here. Shows you have 10 files out of a possible of like, looks like 65,535. So that's pretty good. You can also choose to overwrite recording. So that way it'll never get, your SD card will actually never get full. So what will happen is when your SD card gets full, it will start overwriting old footage. So then you have sound settings here, and you can get pretty granular on the actual sound settings, which is really nice. So you can actually adjust the talk volume, motion detection volume, privacy mode change sound volume. And that's the sound that the camera makes when it changes to privacy mode. And then the microphone sensitivity. So you can actually up the sensitivity or lower it if you wanted to. You have the notification settings here. You can do it sound detection, temperature detection, recording air, mode change, privacy mode change, anything like that. Now, what's really nice is you can do a temperature detection. So you can say, alert me if the temperature gets above certain degrees or below certain degrees. Then we have detection. So you can actually set the detection area. It'll load a grid here. Anything on this grid is the detection area. And then we can say we want it to not detect right here. We can do that. So that way we just check the boxes on where we don't want to be alerted. So if you have an area that gets used a lot, maybe it's a dog in a kennel or something like that, or an area that, like on a corner or something like that, that someone comes through or some people can go through a lot, you don't want to record all that detection where they just come through a little area. So maybe they come through this area and they get caught in the detection. You can adjust that. You can set the sensitivity to high, low, and normal, and actually very low if you wanted to. You can do sound sensitivity and then temperature alert range. That's where you do that. And then you can test the detection. So that way you can test it out and make sure that the sensitivity is set for your needs. And then they have login settings, so you can change those. The status LED, so there's an LED on the actual camera. Remember we talked about that? You can actually turn the actual status LED off. So that way it looks like the camera's just sitting up there. Or maybe if you have it in a bookshelf and it's between books and you can't really see it, but if the LED is on, you will see it. You can actually turn that off. And then you can actually, and then you got system settings here. And then you can adjust time adjustment, system info, firmware update, reset camera settings, and temperature units. So you can set it to Celsius from Fahrenheit or vice versa. But either way, on this, that's the app itself. So setting up the camera was fairly easy, like most security cameras nowadays. So you would just go here and go to add cameras, and then you'd pick which camera you have of theirs. So in this version, we have the shelf camera itself, and we went ahead and did that, and it said go ahead and add camera or connect existing one. We did add a new camera, and then it sent us through a bunch of settings and steps on the screen. It showed you what you needed to do, and then you held the setup button a few seconds, and it went through it pretty quick and easy and connected to the Wi-Fi. So that's the Homehawk shelf in a nutshell. So here's the actual camera itself with the fabric grill on the back side, and the power plug comes from on the bottom from here. And actually, I don't know if you can see it, but there's two different areas, well, not just one, that it can come from on the bottom here. So it gives you a little location here to bring it out of. But other than that, the front side is very shiny black, so it does take up fingerprints. As you can see in the test footage, the camera itself is actually really good compared to most cameras or security cameras in the price range. And we found that out in the actual window unit one as well too. So the the Homehawk style cameras from Panasonic are actually pretty good. I mean, we knew that Panasonic was going to come out with some good technology for cameras. We weren't worried about that, but I was more thinking the app itself was where they really needed to hit it home with. The app is actually pretty nice. It's pretty easy to navigate. The settings in there, the amount of actual features they give you and provide is actually pretty good compared to most. And also, as you can see, I didn't do daytime footage. I just did with all the lights on in my living room and kitchen area. And so you can see the actual quality of the video, and the video quality is pretty good, as we saw in the window unit as well. But night vision actually is pretty good too. You can see pretty well with that. And that's pretty much it on this camera. Like I said, I'll link it in the description with an SD card as well, or actually a few SD cards, so you can check it out yourself. It's $129.99 currently, and there might be a coupon on there or something like that. We're coming up on Christmas here, so you probably see this go on sale. If you have any questions, comments, or opinions about this, go ahead and put them in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you. If this is your first time to my channel, please consider subscribing, and I will see you next time.